Hello and welcome, yogis. Come in, ground with me, unwind, let go of the day, or set yourself up for the day ahead. We're gonna start lying on our backs. Get nice and comfortable here, and I'll leave it up to you if you want to straighten your legs, so if you just want to keep them bent, resting the knees into each other, allowing your spine to grow nice and tall. And then before we start with any movement, let's just connect with our breath first, really dropping the mind into the body by resting all of our attention on our breath. To do so, let your right hand come onto your stomach and your left hand come onto your heart. And then in the beginning, start to feel the movement of the breath without manipulating the breath, which might mean that it is just a whole lot of feeling nothing, noticing the lack of the breath. Feel how it still brings that deep sense of calmness once we really drift into the wavy movements of our breath. Be carried by those waves. Feel how those waves wash away that continuous stream of thoughts, and how the volume of the thoughts becomes lower and lower. When you're ready, gently become deeper with those breaths, gently extending it, taking a breath into the stomach, into the right hand, up into the left hand. And as you exhale out, feel how both of your hands drop back down towards the earth. Inhaling the breath down into your right hand first, so there's the lift. And then drink that breath up into your left hand, so the right hand sinks as the left hand rises. And then exhale out and both of your hands sink even more. So feel how the same inhale travels like a wave through the body. It starts at the bottom, and then from the bottom it drifts up. So it's not necessarily that you fill yourself with more breath. It's that same natural inhale that feels okay, that doesn't feel like over breathing. But you push that breath from the bottom up into the chest. So it never turns into that, oh, I feel like I can't get any air in. It doesn't feel like you gulping up one big breath. It's a very gentle, nourishing breath. You just extend it out, you spread it out by breathing into the stomach first, and then lifting up into your chest. Do this for another 2 rounds. Finishing on the exhale, and then let your hands slide off your torso. Beautiful. Walk your feet in if you don't have them in yet. Pick up your right foot, keep your left foot grounded. Reach from the inside of your right knee for your right knife edge of the foot. Coming into half happy baby pose, open into that knee joint. Allow your left knee to drop to the left side to counterbalance, so your torso and your spine stays grounded. And then work deeper into that right hip joint. Drawing the right knee gently more and more down towards the armpit without letting the head drift away from your chest. Keep your chin tucked. You can add in some gentle movements. You can work into a deeper hip opening by opening the knee a little more. Still feeling and working with the power of the breath, breathing into that right hip joint. Cross then your right ankle over your left knee. Push that right knee away from you, flex that right foot, and then reach around your left thigh and bring that left knee into your chest. Try to keep the right side of your torso the same length as your left, and try to keep the sacrum grounded, chin tucked. Still riding the waves of your breath, use your inhale to feel use the exhale to go deeper if your body invited you to go deeper. And take out the tension where you don't need to hold any tension in your face, in your shoulders, maybe in that left foot. Stepping left foot back down towards earth. Slide right knee all the way over and across, so you pile your knees on top of each other. Open your arms into a T, and then let both of your knees drop over to the left side. The hip can come off the floor, but try to keep your chest facing up the way. You might even want to turn your palms up the way. Maybe pulling the left shoulder blade from underneath a little more to the left side helps you to ground more through the right shoulder blade. Your inside thighs are gently pressing into each other so your legs stay tangled, and the lengthening happens on the outside of that right hip. Be here for one more breath. Beautiful. You can untangle your legs at the bottom as you find your way back onto the back of your pelvis. Keep your right foot flat. Lift your left foot up from the inside of your left knee. Reach for your left foot and open into half heavy baby pose. Let that right knee drop to the side, so you kind of open the inside thighs here as well by moving the knees apart, gently drawing the left knee more and more down into your left armpit. Letting the belly still rise with the inhale, so the breath doesn't fall short just because we create some compression around the hip. It is still going down into the stomach first, and then it fills our chest, and then the exhale out kind of allows you to go even deeper because it unlocks those little doors that are normally hidden from tightness, and you can move through those doors into a deeper state. Letting go of that left ankle to cross it over your right knee, push your left knee away, flex your left foot, bring that right knee into your chest, and come into your reclined pigeon pose on the other side. Shoulders are relaxed. The left hip pushes slightly to the end bit of the yoga mat, so your hips are still square. Be here for one more breath. Beautiful. Let your right foot come down to earth. Slide your left knee all the way over and across. Open your arms to the side. And then let your legs come over to the right side, keeping the shoulder blades low. Maybe your right shoulder blade slides even a little more across to the right side to get a deeper sensation on the outside of your left hip and at your thoracic spine. Be here for one more breath. Untangle your legs at the bottom. Bring both of your knees into your chest. Let's go for full happy baby pose. From the inside of your knees, reach for your feet, and then open in your ability through that knee joint. However, watch your sacrum. Sometimes the back of the pelvis comes off the floor, which is just then a shifting of tightness. We're not really opening anything. So don't cheat around it by drawing the pelvis back down towards the ground, keeping the spine long, even if that means that you can't open as much in your knees, and that's fine. Only with those two things still given, start to work deeper into the knee joint, drawing the knees more towards your armpits, which then really causes this deep opening in the hips. Be here for one more breath. Take the strain out, heels back together, knees back together, rock your way up. Come into a seated position. And then from here, swing your legs around and come into your tabletop position. Have your knees hip-width distance apart. Walk your hands a little further out than your shoulders. And then sit over your heels, coming into a child's pose. As you catch the breath, round your way up towards the skies. Draw your front body into your back body. As you exhale out, lower your thighs and hips down towards your wrists. Engage through your core, press the back of the heart into the front of the heart, lift the ground of your head up high. Coming back out again with your inhale. Cat stretching your spine up towards the sky. With an exhale, sit back down over your heels. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to sink. Inhale to rise back up. Exhale to sink. One more round. Feel how the breath is first. The movement only follows. Coming all the way down into child's pose. And then use one more breath again to come up on your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes under and glide your hips up into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet here on the spot. Shake your head loose. Feel that full extension from the pinky knife edge of your hands to the outer hips. So we want to create one straight line. Open through those arms. Keep the head dangling somewhere between your arms. Close your feet a little closer. At the end of the yoga mat, and from lift your right leg up high towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. With an exhale out, curl your right knee into your chest and come right through between your hands. Let's drop that left knee down to begin with. To come into a low lunge, bring your arms up high towards the ceiling. With an exhale out, bring your hands towards your heart center. Draw your ribs towards another and tuck your tailbone a little more under so it creates that curve shape in your body. This gives you space to cross left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Bring that right elbow on top of your left elbow, push with your right hand into your left hand, and use that as a leverage to turn the chest even more open to the right side. Beautiful. Keep your face relaxed and your shoulders relaxed. If it's there for you, sink your right hip even more down towards, or both of your hips down towards that right hip. Be here for another breath in. Then come out of it. Release the twist. Pull your left heel up towards your left sit bone. Pivot on that left knee. Bring the shin all the way in, further than across in a slight diagonal, and then sit back down over that left heel. Make sure your right ankle is underneath your right knee. This time press the right elbow into the right knee, using it again as a leverage to come into an open twist, turning the chest open to the left side. You can turn your head as well if you want to. And watch your right knee, it probably wants to come in. Try to keep that right knee in alignment with your right hip or maybe even behind your right hip. If you are very flexible, considering, feel free to spread your arms out so you get even more out of it. Be here for one more breath. And then release again, coming back out of it. Turn everything back to the front of the room. Tuck your left toes under so you can step back into a downward facing dog. Lift your heels up high, draw your chin towards your chest. Round your way forward, coming into Dandasana. Bending through the elbows, you can come down onto your knees. Finding your Chaturanga Dandasana. Moving forward and upwards. Come into your baby cobra or full cobra if your body invites you to, and then come back down onto your chest. Beautiful. Bring your left forearm underneath your forehead. Place your forehead on top of that left hand and then reach with your right arm around, bend your right knee and catch your right ankle. Try to keep your knees beside each other and then see if you can think about lengthening the right knee away from the hip. Pulling the heel in even closer, maybe to that point where your right knee comes even off the floor, maybe even bits and parts of your thigh, maybe even the whole thigh. The pelvis is still pressed down though, and the lower back is still extended. Be here for one more breath. And reset, letting go of that right leg, switching over to the other side. Place your right hand underneath your forehead, bend your left knee, reach around, catching that left hip. Think about lengthening the left knee away from the left hip. Pull your left heel in even closer and then see if you can float that left knee, maybe even bits of your thighs off the floor. Be here for one more breath. And then again, letting go of that left foot. Bring both hands beside your ribs or underneath your shoulders. Slither up into your cobra. Activate your core, push through the top of the feet, roll over your toes. Come into your downward facing dog. Float your left leg up high towards the sky, keeping the spine nice and long. Curl your left knee into your chest and step it right through between your hands. Drop down onto your right knee, sweep your arms back and around, come into your low lunge. Inhale. Connect your hands and bring them down towards your heart center, and as you do so, you vacuum your front into your back. Then cross your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Rotate left elbow on top. Use it as something where you can push yourself off. So we're not resting on that left thigh. We're actually trying to push ourselves over and above that thigh. And then if it's there for you, you might even want to sink a little deeper into it. Keep that left shoulder away from the ear. Firm right butt cheek helps you to open more into that right hip flexor. Release and come back out of it. Pull that right heel up towards your sit-up bone. Turn on that right knee and bring that right shin in a diagonal, sitting down. Now it's the left elbow pushing into the left knee, and there again you have that push-off point to rotate yourself into a nice thoracic spine twist, but also obviously the inside thighs start to open up. If you want to go a little deeper, feel free to place the left fingertips down, right fingertips go up towards the sky. Be here for another breath. And then reset, let both of your hands come back down and turn your whole body back to the front. Step it back, come into your downward facing dog. Draw your chin towards your chest, undulate your way forward. Exhale out, find your Dandasana. From here, find your Chaturanga Dandasana, moving with strength. Coming up into Baby Cobra or Full Cobra as you inhale. With an exhale out, lower yourself back down towards the floor. And then extend your right arm in alignment with your right shoulder over to the right side. Palm is facing down the way. Pull your left heel towards your sit bone, reach with your left arm around and catch that ankle. Use a little bit of momentum and faith and start to rock yourself over onto that right hip. Still being in your bind. Once you're there, see if you can keep your knees together. If you can pull the heel even more towards your left sit bone. And then see if you can move that left knee behind your right knee. The head can rest down to the floor. Your right hand is still spread wide. Infuse your breath, especially into those areas that feel a bit sticky. Relax into those areas that don't need to hold on to any tension. And then slowly release. You can let go of that bind first if you want, so you have that left hand free to support you on the way down. And then let's switch over to the other side. So your left arm extends long to the left side. Palm is facing down the way, bend into your right knee, reach around, catch your right ankle. Use momentum and then push yourself in a strong core over onto your left hip. And then from here, explore again. In which direction can you lean just a little more? To internally open up, feeling into all directions. And be here for one more breath. And then slowly coming back out of it. If you want, you can let go of your right ankle first, so that right hand is free. Coming back here into Baby Cobra. Pull your hands to the outer ribs. Glide up, come into Cobra. Strong core, strong legs. Push yourself off and come into a downward facing dog. Lift that right leg up high towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Step your right foot through between your hands. Pull yourself more and more into that right leg. Lift that left leg up behind you. You can stay here and work more into Warrior 3, having the hips square, the inside thighs squeezing into each other. If you want, come into a forward fold, more over that right leg, and this might allow you to lift that left leg a little higher. If you feel you can, walk your hands in a little closer towards your right leg. Be here for one more breath. And then come back out of it and bring that left leg across the yoga mat behind your right heel and come into a seated position. Beautiful. Straighten your right leg. Slide the left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Try to have your hips beside each other. Sweep your arms up, 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 up. And then come into a forward fold, but try to stay long, especially in the lower part of your spine. So we tip our chest forward. We sit almost in front of our sit bones. So the lower back doesn't have to compensate because the pelvis doesn't move. Feel how your pelvis rocks forward first and then fall down. Wonderful. Extend along that leg with your inhale. With an exhale, fold even further. Inhale to extend. Exhale to fold. Lift head and shoulders back on top of your hips. Bend that right knee and try to place that right foot on top of your left knee. Do it in your ability. You could come a little wider, which just makes it a little easier for the hips. Or you could even have that right shin in front of your left shin, if it's too much, to have the foot on top. Try to ground through both of your sit bones. Allow your pelvis again to be in an upright position. Spine grows out of it. Place your right hand behind you and reach with your left arm across to the outside of your right thigh. Once again, we use our own body to press ourselves into a deeper sensation by creating space first. So you lift, you open up internally, and then twist into that space. And be here for another 2 breaths. One more breath. Release and turn your chest back to the front. Well done. Coming back out of it. You can assist your legs with your hands and then find your way into a straddle from here. So you open your legs wide to the left, right, outside in your definition. Find again your sit bone. So I think it is really helpful to lift the pelvis up and then to stick the bum out behind us. So I really sit on my sit bones and maybe even a little bit in front of them. Extend your spine long in your ability. Deepen it by leaning further forward. But keep on working on that external rotation through the hips. Have your knees and your toes pointed up the way as you lean more and more. And this might be visible from the outside, but maybe it's not. But it's feelable on the inside, and that's really what matters. Infuse another 2 breaths here. And one more breath here. Beautiful, and then come back out. Again, supporting with your hands to bring those legs back together. Cross your legs so you can step it back into downward facing dog. If this doesn't work quite yet, swing your legs around and join me into down dog. Let's flush it out with one vinyasa. Lift your heels up high, draw your chin towards your chest, round your way forward, come into high plank. Find your low plank. Find your cobra. Moving into your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up high towards the ceiling. Inhale. To step it through between your hands. Pull yourself more and more into your left leg. Sweep or lift that right leg up high. You can stay in your warrior 3, working on the hips being square. Or maybe you want to work towards standing split, pulling the nose more and more towards that left knee, lifting the right foot higher and higher. Hands can walk more towards the heel. Be here for one more breath. And then reset again. Hands come a bit further out. Right shin goes across the yoga mat behind your left heel to sit down. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Place the right foot against the inside of your left thigh. Reach with your arms up high. And then come into a forward fold over your left leg. Extend along that leg in. Exhale out. So you notice how we always come back to riding the waves of our breath. And the stretch that comes with it is kind of just a side product. A beautiful one, obviously, but still feel how the shape itself is not the essential. It's the breath that makes the shape come alive. And reset and come back up, sitting nice and tall. Let's bend the left knee to place left foot potentially on that right knee, if it's there for you. Find your sit bones, sit on them. Extend your spine, nice and long, inhale. And then come into a twist over your left shoulder. Use the right arm pressing against left leg to create space first. And then twist and lean into that space. Let's do that 2 more rounds. One more round. And then release the twist. If you sit very comfortable here in your cross-legged seat, feel free to stay there. If it would be more comfortable to have the foot tucked underneath the knee, feel free to stay, to switch and stay here. Extend your arms, bring them over your knees, close your eyes. Come back to your breath. And taking a deep breath all the way down into the bottom of your pelvis. The same breath then shifts up into your chest. With an exhale out, feel how the breath radiates out into all directions, as if you're exhaling out through each pore of your body. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling deeply into the bottom of your pelvis. Feel how it kind of grounds you. Without losing the roots, bring lightness within, lifting the breath a little higher. But there's still that feeling of heaviness through the bottom. Exhale out to shed yourself from that day, from those emotions, from that tension you might have built up throughout the day. Feel free to stay here for many, many more breaths. Maybe even finishing with a Shavasana, resting your body, lying flat on your back. And when you're ready, come back to the stay. Thanks so much for joining. I hope to see you soon again. Namaste.